Okay, thank you, Mayor. Judy, Rob said he wouldn't mind going next, so I'll let you.
All right.
Thank you.
I will introduce to you our board members. Mike Yoakum, our board president, who you've already been introduced to, Kevin Chasteen, and Stacy Bledsoe are here this morning. Okay.
Good morning, Panther fans. I assume most everyone here is a fan of the Panthers. And I'm certainly happy to be here this morning to represent our school district. I don't know if you're all aware of this, but our school district has over 600 employees, and they are in 8 different school districts, plus the education co-op where we have many employees that work in the other school districts, plus Lake Mary Center. So our responsibilities cover not only our own school operation, but also the education co-op and some aspects of Lake Mary Center. This year, I think we're doing a lot of exciting things right now. First of all, this year we've set a lot of goals, and we have 4 goals. The first goal is to improve communication between our community, staff, students, and parents through trust and district decision-making. The Board of Education members pay annual visits to each school where the staff highlight their activities, and students do a lot of hands-on things to show us, especially working with their computers and things. And when you're my age, technology is kind of a thing that I have a little trouble understanding, since when I went to school we didn't have such a thing. Then that's why my daughters tell me I'm older than dirt, I guess. Also, Board of Education members, we have 4 site councils, a site council in each of our buildings, and each of the site councils, Board of Education members serve on. Another part of this is parents and community participation opportunities include site councils, PTO, Booster Club, Watchdogs, and other activities as needed. And I just want to mention Watchdogs a little bit, and it's really a very successful program, and that's where the fathers get to participate in the buildings for a day, and we have students that in those buildings who are related to the dad that's there for the day, but the dads come and they wear a t-shirt saying Watchdog, they greet people at the entryways, they help out with different activities in the schools, and it's a very popular program and very successful, and we have that going on in our elementary buildings. The superintendent administration, in order to keep in contact with parents, they use the Infinite Campus system for communications, also grades and so forth, and teachers can communicate with parents through that system. Other communications occur through community meetings, newsletters, and text casting. Quite recently, we've in the last month, we've had a lot of meetings and with committees from the community, and one of the things that was brought up at the meeting was I was asked if we ever sit down with the city council and have a joint meeting, and I had to say no, we've never done that. But thanks to the city, we who have taken an initiative, we will be sitting down with them next month and having a get acquainted meeting, and I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but we hope to do this on occasion several times each year and alternate the hosting of that event. Our administrative personnel are members of many organizations, including Rotary, Lions, Optimists, Foster Grandparents, Elizabeth Layton Center, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, United Way, and TRICO. Our second goal is to increase middle and high school offerings encompassing high-level courses and career and technical education pathways. A new course for the 2013-14 year was Advanced Placement Math. And we're hoping next year it's our plans to add trigonometry, algebra, anatomy, physiology, zoology, genetics, and American sports history as new course offerings. All career and technical education courses are part of our career pathways. Our third goal is to provide innovative teaching and learning through use of advanced technology. The use of iPads at the elementary and middle school levels and my big campus at the secondary level have enhanced learning opportunities for students. And when we visit the buildings, I know I have a great time watching the kids performing with their iPads in the classroom, which they're way beyond me. Like I said, I don't understand technology that well, but they can do amazing things on those computers. Our district also has a bring your own device policy where students can use their own iPad or smartphone at school. Our fourth goal is to increase and maintain a graduation rate of 95%. We're not quite there right now, and you know what it is?
We have risen from 82 to 93.5.
So
we really worked hard at that.
So we're well on the way to getting to 95%, and I believe that's a very achievable goal. Programs to support this goal include implementation of cross-country at the middle school to increase student participation. And the more activities we can offer our students, because there's a wide variety of interests, the more participation they do in these extracurricular activities increases the graduation rate. Because then they each can feel very inclusive into the district and participate in activities, and that's really an important thing. We also implement interventions at all levels. If a student is struggling, we have many ways to intervene and have instructors help them and so forth. I'd like to get on to some of our achievements in the last year or so. In the academic area, our newspaper has received the All Kansas Award for a newspaper and the yearbook. One of our FFA members was elected as the district president. At FFA Nationals, we had a student qualify for public speaking. Our forensics team are state duet champions. We have a governor's scholar. We have a KAMSA high-performing school designation. Kansas student tech leaders were state champions. We have a National Merit Scholarship commended student. Our state art fair, there were contest awards there. At the State Music Festival, our vocal and band received #1 ratings. We have superior ratings for cheerleading and our dance team, and superior rating and international thespian conference. In athletics, the boys track and field, we have the state boys track and field javelin title. Girls basketball were 4th at state. The girls cross country were 5th at state. Girls softball were 4th at state. The girls track and field were 2nd at state. As far as the staff is concerned, in the elementary level, we have a Horizon Award winner. We had a Kansas Teacher of the Year regional finalist and a VFW National Citizenship Education Teacher of the Year. Taking a look at the future, and that's what we've been spending a lot of time on in the last month or so with the help of citizens some of whom are in this room. Our vision is for Paola schools to be competitive and capable of meeting the needs of all students. One of the Board of Education members stated that the vision of USD 368 should be the district of choice for new families, and that's what we're wanting to encourage new families to move into the area with young children. We want to help bring new families here that will help our district, it'll help our businesses, it'll help our community, and that's one of the missions we have right now. And a community strategic planning session occurred in November for this purpose. Another strategic planning session occurred in December with Board of Education members, administrators, and teacher representatives. Outcomes of these sessions were as follows, and I might add here that I attended all these meetings, and the one with the community members met on a Saturday for 4 hours. We only took a break of about 20 minutes during the 4 hours, and I never saw such a enthusiastic group of people that were over 20 in attendance from all areas of the community, representing all aspects of the community. And they sat down and talked about goals and things for the district. And many of the people that were there went on to work on the facilities committee, which has been meeting, and presented recommendations to the board at our work session this past Monday. The facility improvements were basically starting with on safety, for security, extracurricular facilities, and technology. After what happened at Sandy Hook and so forth, we've been taking a good look at our facilities and how we can make them safer for students, teachers, and visitors, and anyone on our campuses. And I think you will notice we'll be doing a lot of work this summer on redesigning the entryways to our buildings and installing cameras to provide extra safety. So everybody will be coming into a building at one location in sight of someone or greeted by someone. You won't be able to just wander into a building, and basically you can't now. If you notice, you go into the high school, you were directed to a desk at the entryway, and where you will meet someone and tell them why you were there, and they will direct you as to how to proceed. We are at this time thinking about a bond issue to include maintenance, baseball, softball complex with tornado shelter concession, new gym to provide tornado shelter, field turf for football, soccer, technology for VOTEC, and online education. Now, all of the tornado shelters we are talking about, they will be at all buildings, and they will also be classrooms that will be added to the buildings. Right now, we are very tight on classroom space at Cottonwood and Sunflower. In fact, in some cases, we're using little bitty spaces that weren't designed for working with students. And after what happened at Joplin, this is part of our safety, and we want to give everyone the opportunity to vote on whether we want to have these tornado shelters in extra classrooms to make our it's safe for our students. And each building will have tornado shelters in the proposal. At the high school, it will be in a gymnasium. The proposal is to add a top-loaded gymnasium that would hold approximately 2,000 people. And I think it will be a very unique structure, and in that gymnasium. It will be designed as our high school's tornado shelter. At the elementary schools, it will be adding some classrooms, and there will be several of them added at each of the elementaries to provide tornado shelters, which, like I said, would also be used as classrooms as well as the tornado shelter. And this would also include adding tornado shelters at the middle school. We want to involve the community, city, and we have been doing this through what we've been doing and our businesses. We want to encourage the enrichment and continuing education for teachers. We're going to continue working on master planning, which we have been doing. We want to continue improving educational outcomes, opportunities, and programs for all students. We want to be the choice of families. When families are looking for an area to move to, they drive through town. And one of the things they look at as they drive past is your school facilities. And if they don't see what they're looking for when they see your school facilities, guess what? They drive to the next community. So having good school facilities and for what people see when they want to locate here is very important to attract families with young children. We also want to share a vision with schools, city, county, business, and our citizens, and we have very high expectations. And as I mentioned already, we've had 3 meetings with our facilities committee. They gave a report last Monday to us, and we will be taking up that report this coming Monday at our regular board meeting concerning a possible bond election. Now, if we have a bond election, we can do this because most of our bonds are paying off in the next several years. We can do this without having a mill levy increase. The mill levy can stay where it is. So we're not going to be asking anyone to pay more taxes unless the assessed valuation drops a lot. That's the only way it would go up. I think in the planning, at the way that bonds can be sold, it's a great time because the bonds are still low as far as interest rates. 24% of, right now we're eligible to receive 24% of our payment on our bonds from the state. So anything that we put on a bond, 24% of that would be paid off with state funding. There has been legislation proposed at the legislature the past several years to do away with this, and possibly that might be proposed again this year. So it's an opportunity right now that if we have successful with the bond election to receive the 24% payment. Other items include renovation of, in the bond election proposals that the committee presented to us, renovation of restrooms in the auditorium at the middle school, replacement of old parking lots. Our parking lots at the high school have been there now in existence for over 20 years, and it's they're needing some work. Like I said, we're going to add the classrooms, tornado shelters, secure entryways at each building. And the board is going to continue working on improving needs and for our district.
Thank you.